All right. Well, we'll just do a quick run through then, and then I don't know, whatever we don't cover here, you can just like a final statement or whatever.
So just cover with some questions
Yeah.
that you got?
Yeah. Do it that way. All right, we'll just get going here. We're looking good. Welcome to the episode 2, season 3 of the Jonny R Show. Got special guest, Little Rock District Representative candidate Christopher Jourdain Sr. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. And let's just get right to it with the questions.
All right.
First question I have is, could you give us a quick summary of your background, your work history, achievements, family, whatever you want to cover?
Okay. I'll just kind of hit them in order here. We'll start with the background. 38, living out in the Little Rock District. Moved out there in 84. Got out there as soon as I could. Grew up in the BOT region.
Yeah.
Here back in the swamp. So that's a little bit of how I ended up in Little Rock. Father lives out there. Work history, I believe it was 14, 15, summer youth work. Started working with a lot of the legends up at the old rehab.
Yeah.
And did all kinds of odds and ends from mowing, maintaining lawns to one day we had to dig a grave. I mean, you never knew. And then hanging out with the people that worked up there back in those years and the knowledge they had. From there, went on to living in the Minneapolis area. Got a few jobs of the same variety down there, living with my mom. Then I came up to put in some years at the Seven Clans back in the River Road days, the old Tin Shack days.
Mm-hmm.
Did about everything in the house over there, from maintenance. Finally got into blackjack, which is where I spent the majority of my years. Also became a training coordinator for our gaming, where I had to learn every position within the gaming enterprise. So that helped me learn about gaming a lot. Then I went into, got a job here at the school. It was 2004. Been there ever since, working as a school wellness counselor. Currently at the elementary school, but I've worked in every school up here within those 10 years. So I've been working for a lot of years. And achievements, I'm not sure where to hit on that. Some of my achievements, I guess, lately I've been around, working with the youth sports and getting some programs started and getting a lot of our kids going in that. Applying to the school board, which was kind of a big honor for me. Came in 4th in the running. Family, I am the oldest, and I have 9 siblings, all the way down to 7th grade. So I come from a big family. It's a split family. I myself am a father of 5 kids, which explains a little bit of the gray hair, So my kids keep me busy. Got a couple 9th graders, 8th grader, and 2 7th graders, and then a little 5-year-old who keeps me on my toes nowadays. But it's a lot more fun because when my other kids were growing up, so I was working for the gaming job, and as you know, when you work for gaming, you're gone a lot, and you miss out on a lot, working the odd schedule. So kind of with my little guy, I've been able to see more of the growing up process, which I'm pretty thankful for. So that's about covers pretty much question 1, I believe.
Okay. All right. Second question I had was, what brought you to the decision to seek the Little Rock District Representative position?
Well, when you look at the position itself, you're a representative of the community, and you hear the concerns, take the concerns for those who either can't speak or don't feel comfortable, whatever, in the tribal council setting. So you become that person that here's the needs of the community, and then you bring those forth to the tribal council. So when I looked at the position itself and how it's written, I felt that I could really serve my people, the community well, as well as the I kind of have the desire to help the community, and the nation as well. Not just Little Rock, but that is the position that it's up for. So the desire to kind of get back and help out with some of the things that I've learned throughout the years from various conferences that I've attended and seminars and leadership programs. I felt you can't just have all this knowledge and if you're just sitting at home on it, then what good is it really? So
good point.
Thanks. That's the main reason why I wanted to do it.
Okay. Third question I have is, what do you think makes you stand out from all other candidates, and what would make the people vote for you?
Okay, it's a very good question. When you look at the people that are running in Little Rock, I mean, there's some quality people there. We have a diverse group. From when you look at age, very very diverse. We have two of the older folks in the community, and then we have a couple of younger guys. I believe Mr. Reynolds, I believe, is probably the youngest. Out of the four. So you have a very diverse group, and we've all served different capacities. If you look at Miss Dudley, she's served as a long time in her position for the tribe, helped a lot of people with their issues as far as needing her services. If you look at Mr. Bolio, he's he provided there's not very many farmers on the rest, and we got one right there, and so he's got the knowledge and the know-how of not only farming but being in business for yourself. And Mr. Reynolds, I haven't seen him in years, so I'm not sure what he's been up to lately. But
I think the last time I saw he has a bobcat business where he clears out land. I saw him working by my house this summer.
Yeah, I did see him knocking over, clearing the old Sumner house there. So look at, there's a lot of quality people. So I'm not gonna say that I'm better than anybody, because that's just not the way that I think and that I believe in. But one of the things that I think kind of helps me stand out is the connection that I have with our youth. In my 10 years of working in the schools, I've learned a lot. Because kids are very honest, especially at the elementary age. They say kids don't lie. Unless they were trained to. So I've got a good handle on what I feel are some serious issues here on the res. Because I'm in there, in the trenches, as I call it, working with our kids, and then I kind of follow them, as they grow up. There's to put it in perspective, I know a couple of kids who are freshmen in college right now, are in 4th grade. When I first started, when I first met them and started working in them, and plant seeds, as I called it. Throughout my work with them, and then also through the sporting that I've done. So I believe that's a good connection there, and then I still have that. Because I'm still there meeting new kids now. 1st grade, 2nd grade, doing my best to plant the good seeds and try to build them up. To get them ready for the world is kind of how I look at it. And when you look at some of the programming that I've been around and started, I've got a good handle on how to create some events and get people to buy into that and support them. And so I think that's kind of what makes me stand out. Is when you look at some of the things that I've done in the past, I feel that if I could just get into a position with some leadership potential, that I think I could kind of grow, more good things for our community.
All right. Next one is with internet, YouTube, Facebook, and all that, what kind of tools are you going to use to get your message out to the people?
Well, number one, I'm here. The Jonny R Show. I've followed you throughout the seasons, and I've also, I've enjoyed it because, you are a comedian. I've seen your comedy acts, but you're also able to switch it up. When I saw your show the other day, the one I responded to here, I was like, I really like the amount of information you put out, and if you can get a gathering, or a following, it's kind of how it works, with this different types of social media. I don't think we have to go out and do so much, like some of the old tactics of campaigning. Where you kind of go into show up at people's houses unexpectedly, and in previous campaigns I've done that, and it wasn't always the best form. So what I'm going to use now is this. I would like to produce another video, as well as the social media. I think that's a great way to connect, and it's kind of less intrusive. But it can also be set up something like this, kind of like how we did this. We communicated on there, because the luxury of communicating like that is you get to respond to it, when you're available and when you're ready, when you're not changing diapers or you're not cooking or doing dishes, whatever you do, and then we can set up a time just like we did here today, so I really like those avenues. I would also be more available. Like let's say, we got this brand new center coming up in Little Rock. And I remember when I campaigned before, what the people wanted was availability of the person. Where do we find this guy? Not everybody wants to go to the casino and meet somebody. Yeah. Or to go within everybody's busy schedules. But I thought, what if we establish a schedule? We can set some time. You say a community member has a concern. All right, we can meet up at the center. A brand new, beautiful center coming up there. I would utilize that as well to get the message out. But I know, from what I know, it's word of mouth is huge. I really hope that people who normally don't vote in past elections because they think their vote doesn't matter, I hope that this time that they do. Because the difference between, let's say, electing a president, which, kind of finding out it doesn't really matter because it's up to, like, the electoral vote. But here on the reservation, we have the ability to, who we vote for, the majority, that's who's going to get in. So that's what my plan is to use those avenues and, be available. If anybody wants to get a hold of me, we can put my, phone number or email on the... Like how you did?
Right here. Yeah. I think we covered most of this next question, but we'll just, if elected, what could the people expect from their district representative?
A few years back, I was before my little guy was born, and I kind of told you how I kind of went towards being there more for him, but I was on the community board as the chairman in Little Rock, and we really used to have a very good, productive board. We did a lot of community activities. We managed the budget. Every year our community never went over budget. Whereas other communities were going over budget. So I got some experience with working with budgets and staying under them. Working within them and not just overspending and then going to look for a bailout. So I'd establish and hold monthly meetings. I don't know if they're still going on. I haven't seen any. So I'd like to kind of revive that and be away again as to being available and out there communicating things with people. If I think people look at my past history of working on boards, I was on the Little Rock board, I was on the Boys and Girls Club board, and right now on the school board. If you ask the people who worked with me on there how I've worked, and how I've acted and behaved within those positions, I think you'll get some good responses. A few other things to touch on. One interesting connection here is the tribal council and the school board. I'm not running here to because I'm power hungry.
Cheesing it up.
I'm not here trying to line my pockets. You know, if elected, I can guarantee you won't see me in a brand new vehicle. You know, unless I buy it through other ways than you know, with the money. And speaking about the money, I mean, I don't know what it is. I've never asked because you know, in my acquiring of different knowledge, I guess I'll call it, I've learned that you don't ask about the money, but that you show what you can bring, and then the money is going to come regardless. But a really good idea is some of you might know the young man who was elected down in Leech Lake, you know, Leroy Fairbanks. What he did with the money that he was paid.
College fund and stuff.
Started a college fund. So what I would do is I would, you know, see what the money is, and I would take it and I would look and I would apply it to things like that, or I'd look to grow that money to support things like community programs. You know, it's kind of start more than what I'm doing now. You know, maybe we can start on community. You know, I'd love to see our park flourishing.
Yeah.
You know, like it can do. You know, there's a lot of potential I see, but right now it's kind of like everything's just kind of depending upon the tribal council. You know, we go there and then we know that the money's being cut everywhere. You know, I learned the school board, we got cut over $1 million this year, so the money's drying up. So what I think we got to do is we got to kind of find ways within ourselves to use the money that we have here. You know, look at this business we're sitting right here. This is relying on. This isn't relying on, you know, funding, federal funding or grants. It's relying on people here to bring the money that's already here, which is a lot.
Yep.
Because of the, I remember the study back in that BSU did, you know, years back, and how much money, you know, it just quickly leaves here and doesn't circulate. You know, but I know for a fact because, I mean, look at our casinos. They're doing good. The Red Lake Casino is doing good, and a lot of it is from here. It's the money here. So if we take some of the money that's here and keep it here, you know, with our community centers, and you know, I'd really like to start a community fund by you know, taking that money and growing it and being all transparent, of course, you know, where we work it through the tribe and things like that. Whereas I'm not, like I said, you know, I'm going to go brand new truck. You know what I'm saying? So I'd like to do that. A couple other topics that I wanted to touch on was the subject is a healthy community. You know, if some of our viewers might have went to the Blandon Leadership Program. You know, and their topic was a healthy community and how do you build that and what is a healthy community. And there's a lot of us that went to that, and, you know, and I was I believe I was the second group to go through. And then since then I served on the Blandon board for that, you know, development of that program and how we went forth with it. And so you got all these people up here on the res from all these communities. You know, the tribe invested in them to go and learn this program. But now I think it's time to come with what we've all learned. I think that we got to put it together now, and we have to become the healthy community. You know, and it's not going to come from just the one-man army of the rep. You know, it's not going to come from who we elected, but can that person get people to work together? You know, and do what it takes to become a healthy community. So I'd like to see us become a self-sustaining community. You know, where Little Rock kind of can take care of itself. You know, because they are allocated a budget. I know. I mean, in the past they were, as my work on the board, we were allocated, I think it was like 30,000, and we could do these events. You know, we could kind of spend it how we want, really. I mean, there was a budget that we built and we followed, and, you know, we used to do a lot of fun activities. And you know, I see gardening as something that I think we need to do. You know, and there's finding these ways that there's people out there that want this to happen. You know, they'll help you. They've already developed systems. There's schools using it. You know, so that's what I'm talking about, bridging that school board and tribal council connection. Because right now, I mean, there was an issue with the land up here, you know, where you got a unique status. We have a public school in a reservation. You know, and the schools, you know, they receive tens of millions of dollars. You know, and that's going to be tough to replace. But we had the tribal council thinking that we didn't want to give the land back to the tribe. You know, we're being greedy with the land. But in reality, what we were told is that we need the land, you know, to get the to have the school. You know, we didn't want to. So that's kind of was the thinking on that. But with these two big public governing entities, tribal council and the schools, they didn't know that what we each other were doing, and I think that it would be cool to bridge that, so we don't have that issue. There's a lot of resources right now, that I think we should put together. It shouldn't be, it's a tribal thing, or no, this is a school thing.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense to me, so I would like to fix that. Treaty rights, touching on that real quick. That's always a big thing. I see it on the agenda. I follow the minutes a lot. I don't always get to make every meeting, but I do my best, and I'm always following the minutes. I'll speak to the council members, after, and so I try to keep up on that. But there's this pipeline issue that I think that the Red Lake Nation is in a unique situation where there was an illegal trespassing from the way that it's spelled out and the way that it looks on this little chunk of land off the res, that nobody wanted. Yeah. But when you trace back to where that stuff's coming from, it's coming from the tar sands up there in Alberta. And when I went to a few community meetings and learning more about it, I was like, what if that little chunk of land in Red Lake's unique status? What if we could actually do something about, what I view as the destruction of the earth? So I'd really like to pursue that and see, where we can go with it, and again, like I said, get people to kind of rally around that.
Yeah.
Because we had it at one time, and another topic, again, it's this kind of similar, but there's some mining issues up in the ceded lands, off the res chunks of land that we have where there's, I try to be an environmentalist. I'm not the best, because I do travel a lot, and I'm buying a lot of gas, man. So I kind of feel a little weird every now and then. But to try to do it best. You won't catch me littering or things of that nature. And a representative who we recently lost, Mr. May, he was really passionate about the Upper Lake issue. Yeah. And from what I know about the history and talking with him, he was a really good friend of mine, which is kind of odd because of our age difference. But as I remember him back as far as probably 10 years old or so, watching him play softball with my dad, and then we moved on to the res league as I kept score. So me and dude, I was kind of knew each other, and then kind of met him through his family as well, and we shot a few rounds of golf, things of that nature, and it was kind of weird how our connection was, because we were such a different age group, but he kept me really informed on that issue up there and how he was pursuing it, and I want to make sure that doesn't die as well. Constitutional reform initiative, that meeting is going on right now, and there's encourage everybody to attend. If you can get out there. I know Little Rock is Thursday, so if you come out there, I'll be there if you want to meet, and then talk some more specifics on what you're looking for in a representative. I think that'd be a good time, as well as how important I think this issue is, because when our Constitution was made, it was made a long time ago. Things are a lot different back even then. How much our reservation has grown since that Constitution was drawn, and maybe we need to make some changes to some things. But what I really like about it is I'm hoping it can bring the community together again, so it's the people are making the decision, and then the tribe follows through on making it a formality, whereas it's not just a few making the decision. In closing, I guess I'm committed to the betterment of our future. I'm a humble guy. I wasn't always. I matured a lot, and I've learned a lot. Even in these past few years. And I know that I'm not able to do things alone. Anything that I've ever done. That when you take it back to the first days of we used to be a basketball program, I always had committed parents, grandparents, somebody was willing to help. And it's one of the things I like about sports is how it was able to bring our community together. Yeah. we have that, and it's the ability to do that, And the reason why I use sports is because what I know. If I could play guitar, I'd be playing guitar. If I, sang Powell, that would be, I think we should all utilize what we're good at, versus delving into everything, trying to run everything. You use what you're good at, and you find something somebody else is good at, and then you got to get everybody to work together, towards common goals, man. So I guess that pretty much sums it up. Like I said, I've never done anything like this. It's
that's the thing about I've been doing this for a couple of years now, and try to get people to come on. And I heard a couple of people say about my show, and man, I don't want to go on your show. You're too awful. I was like, what makes me awful? I don't slander anybody or talk bad about anybody. I'm just here to have some fun and give the people an idea what it's like around here and hanging out. And that's pretty much all it is, man. So I appreciate you coming on, man. You're very brave, I guess. This is what it all is, man. Just hanging out and BSing, and hope all the other candidates will come on out. I got 5 or 6 so far that are lined up. So hopefully this is all it's going to be. Come on.
There you go. It wasn't even that bad.
See, he's not even crying. All right, buddy. Thanks for coming out, man. And, thanks for C's Coffee Shop. Greg, you got some good Mountain Dew here and some lovely cinnamon rolls. I'm about to tear up here pretty soon, and I think we'll bring everybody over here at 6 o'clock. Because it's like you were saying earlier. Closing time, probably a bunch of kids will show up here once we start filming. And sure enough, all Greg's kids came in. But yeah, it was fun. Appreciate it, and then we'll see whatever candidate wants to step up. Yeah, so good luck in the election, buddy.
All right. Thanks again, man.
I'll be watching you. Oh, now one last thing. I'm on the camera. Being that we're here at C's Coffee Shop, owned by Cheryl and Greg Thomas. They're starting a new thing where they have daily specials. Like today they had delicious spaghetti and meatballs. And tomorrow they're having taco and chili, fried bread tacos and chilies. And that'll start at 11 o'clock tomorrow. You got to be here. There will be no delivery, so first come, first serve. You miss out. Hikes for you.